Happy Monday, everyone. It is the first weekly update of the new year in 2025. It's also Monday, the first, well, Monday, was it the 6th today? Yeah, Monday the 6th. This is the first big money trading day of the year as well. Now we're starting to see money return into the market. The big traders are back. The big boys are back. They're here to spend some money. So now, let's just go ahead and get started with Bitcoin. We were watching for a possible rejection here earlier at this range high and the overall range point of control. We had that level of confluence along with our descending anchored VWAP. But after a small reaction, we came back up, broke it, held it as support, and we started to look for this range here in the members channels around that 102 mark, and we hit it 102,471 in the zone, completing this pattern, and we're waiting for this 4-hour candle to close. This is our 4-hour reactionary candle. If we get this 4-hour reactionary candle to close, that will complete this pattern, and then all we have to do is wait for reversal structure, typically like a 3-bar breakdown and pop back up. We have HSI and RSI peaking, so it is a possibility we come back down. We close out this daily level. Let's clean this chart up a little bit. Here we go. And into these ranges now, anywhere from 98, 151. But I would be looking at either reclaiming this VWAP again, although I feel like this one is now stronger. It's anchored off the low. This top one's already been tested. In fact, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and close this one out just to clean up. It's not as relevant anymore. So looking for that test into this range of the prior channel, this channel down here, this prior channel as support. And we come down and test this prior channel as support as we did here. Even if we break under, say, sweep the liquidity out of this candle, I say we still have a pretty strong, even sweeping the liquidity out of here. It's not until we break down into the lower end of this channel again that it looks like we may be more downward focused right away. So I'm looking for that test. If we hit this area here and find it as support, I'll look higher. And the next area I would look higher, obviously, would be this daily level up here, this little cluster of selling pressure, selling demand, selling supply. Was that 106? Yeah, a little over 106. So about 106, I think, would be the next level I'd look at if we find this as support. If we break through here, I'll also just be looking at this level. This is just kind of my next zone of interest right in here. We'll see if we get the reaction here that we want to see. If not, then we'll look higher and see if that plays out. Now we have a couple of larger time frame patterns that could be into play. Let me pull up a cleaner chart. Slightly cleaner. This one's doing better. Here we go. Let's take that out. That's an old trade. And we can get rid of this VWAP. That is an old VWAP. But I'll keep the lower one because we're still holding that one. So, sorry guys, I should have prepped this earlier. All right, so this is the Coinbase chart. Let's pull some possibles. So that's our low before our midpoint high. Next low, 1.19. And it's just barely there. So could be looking at possible expanding shark. This isn't the cleanest low area structure. If we go to our cheat sheet, pull our sharks. We want to see 113 here, either that or 113 to 1618. So not quite to 113. So this isn't a very clean pattern. I'd say it's close enough. It's really just kind of 111. Really, if you round it out, and then we'd be looking for the 1 point. Yeah, either the 113 or could be as low as the 886. Say we hit that cluster. I think that puts us into our daily. So we could get a lower. Yeah, it looks like possibly. What should you call it? It's just a little low for it. But say we hit that daily, hit the 886, just above it. and react from there, then what we could be looking at is a lower you call it a lower high shark, a small shark, not a deep shark, shallow shark. Higher than that, and we're probably hitting that 1618 retracement level. That is a little high. Look at that 113 right about here would be my deep shark. So that'd be 110. That'd be pretty good psychological level there. First area though, still um, looking at this level. So this is our incomplete pattern, our next incomplete pattern. I'd probably base this on a daily, so it'll be on the daily chart. You can see HSI is ready, well above the range here. So if we continue up, that'll continue to extend. If we hit this and fall over, that would give us our HSI signal. So even if we come down from our 4-hour pattern that we identified here, um, even if we come down into there, we could still form that shark. So coming into this range and going higher still fits within that pattern. Um, as far as lower goes, if we continue to fall down into this range again, we continue to build liquidity into this zone, our liquidity sweep zone, and that is the bottom of our value area range, which of the entire range. I can remeasure this if you like. We can go more precision. It's based on the smaller time frames, which is why the low doesn't quite sync up. But yeah, pulling it out, the value area low is here. Range point of control remains. Range value, the range value area high has lowered some because of the pressure here. But I'm going to keep this previous range on for now because that's what we're contending with this price action. Um, it is still, you can see this gap out here where it falls off. I still like that better than where it's pulling it from here. Um, yeah, I think if we sink again and we come down and test this trend line one more time, because we broke it once, which weakens it. If we come down and test it again, I would think that if we come back and then fail down into that liquidity sweep, maybe get a reaction off of that, and we could even go deeper um, into this lower support range. I do like it when we have one good solid low instead of all these equal lows. We can pull back and look at some prior ranges we had. You see here, we didn't continue to sweep out on equal level lows. We got lower, and then we had one big final wick. This one big, which we did recover a good portion of, but this one big low, like that was our low. Solid demand buying, and I just don't feel like we have it here just yet. We have this crazy candle that's both up and down all in that same day. It's bonkers, but we just don't have that same reactive candle from there. We had it in here. We had it here, and I'm just not. I mean, you could argue that these came down and held, and they kind of did. I mean, we got that little sweep out here under the liquidity, but I like this one better, and I would like to see that again up here. We just don't have it yet, and that's the only thing that's got me nervous about continuing this range upward. But just quick recap: Bitcoin watching reaction here where we're at 102. To see if we can't build reversal structure. If we do, we'll be targeting down here, volume point of control, possibly all the way down to 95,657. I wouldn't want to go lower than that, stay bullish. But I think that this range here between 98, 115 and 97, 294, I think that's our most likely range to if we retrace down into there and any higher. And I'm looking at this daily up here at 106. So that's our recap on Bitcoin. Let's go down and hit some of the general markets. The general markets are having a bit of an update as well. They've gapped up, and it looks like we're coming down to kind of close out these gaps. There's a lot of bearish sentiment in the market. People were heavily shorting this area here. I don't know why. Why you would short down here. But they were. It's just how the crowds do. So we're coming up to liquidate a lot of that. My guess is we close Friday and just destroy all the short term options above these ranges. It doesn't have to be high above, but still above these ranges. So we may come down, close out these gaps, and then come up and close out this gap above on the Qs. This is what we posted up last week. You can see it's come up beautifully. Q is just really following beautifully on the TA. The SPY doing okay. I just don't have the same structure. I wish I had the same structure on the SPY that I had on the Qs, but right now the Qs are giving me the best structure to work with. So I'll continue to be working with them. And then the Dow Jones, not forming those same gaps here on the DJI. We're still out of this upper channel, and we haven't been able to break back in. So yeah, nothing super exciting there. I'm going to stick with those, what I've got. If you were following my Nat Gas, we did hit final target. Nat Gas longs are closed. I do have spot holdings. I will hold on to those. I feel like this could be a low for a while on Nat Gas. I'm not sure what else we went over here on the chat. I think talk about TLT, but TMF not doing great. TLT holding this low, still in that range. I still think historically, this is still a good buy zone. We've lost this impulsive structure now because we've formed this kind of double top and we've come down too far. So we are still looking. Let me pull up a bigger chart because we trade this on the weekly, not on the 4 hour. But we look at like we lost the momentum from this break up. I think we're coming back down into these lower ranges. We may even form one more low before this whole thing is completely over. And in fact, as long as we can trade this, we can even go into the monthly, because the TLT itself is more of a long-term holding, a long-term hedge against drooping markets. As long as the markets rise, this could continue to face pressure, and it doesn't have to, but it absolutely could. Now, dividends are pretty good. They'll remain great for the price as long as we remain under this $100 mark, I think. And yeah, we're just waiting. I mean, historically, I mean, this is early 2000s, so we got over 20 years of history here on TLT, on these treasuries, these 20-year treasury bonds. And you can see that we are down here just testing these lows again, all this area, this range. So if you really want a hedge play, if you want to protect those earnings you've got on other things, I still think TLT is great. I'd be more cautious with TMF. TMF tends to be more of a trading asset than it is an investment asset. We have come down and we have nearly broken every look. We've come down, we've broken out nearly every low. Did we break the low there? Not quite. I'd be very cautious that we come down here and sweep out this low, and I would want to see it do that and then pull back up on TMF before entering any long positions or any long-term hold positions here on this particular asset. So I think TMF can do it without TLT breaking a new low. Well, I'm positive it can, because TMF is leveraged. It's got to contend with those financing fees that TLT does not. So anyway, I think that's going to wrap it up for the market. We've hit just about everything. Let me pull back up here to the Qs. We'll talk just a little bit more about that, because that is our major market asset that we are willing to trade, or that I am willing to trade. And I want to see it come up in almost, it can take these highs, right? It can sweep these highs. I think we close this gap and then we look and see what it does. If it wants to sink right away after closing, if we come down, close this gap, find it as support, I could possibly be tempted into taking a long position from here to come back again into closing this and give us some structure. Uh, I love to wait for structure to form, and we don't have any quite yet, but we could. So form a little structure, maybe come back up, break these highs or test the highs, and then we fall back down. Long term, again, I keep saying it's like a broken record. Till we break over this hop, I still have to look for macro reversal structure in this range. It doesn't mean I can't play it in both directions, but in this range for macro structure, I am still looking for that reversal, and see if that market crash hits. We'll look for reversal structure two here on nat gas to see if we're topping out or if we're going to head into our next range, which is up here between 478 to $6, which is where I'm looking to start to sell off my spot positions, my long-term spot positions on this asset. Here, we're looking for a reversal structure to see if we can take advantage of these harmonic patterns that we have in play. So, eyes peeled, see what happens. I think I have one on Henry Hub too. That looks pretty good. Yeah, Henry Hub is the other nat gas platform. It's futures platform, not the spot platform. But yeah, we are looking to come down. I think we've had type one after type one after type one. That could have been that 2866's last one could have been the last type one return off of that. I am still looking for this to come up too. But if I were in longs on this, I'd have probably sold them out from my acquisition points down here. In fact, I'm pretty positive I have at some of this just because of how long they've been. I don't want to eat all that funding rate. Um, and the risk reward with this going on right here, just not great. Nat gas moves, it moves. When it doesn't, it can stall out for quite some time. That's typically why I prefer spot on it. Just take advantage of it when it hits. Anyway, I'll do stocks and stuff, altcoins later, but that'll be for the members. So if you want to go over those with me, click on the links below. Remember, join up and join the discussions and see what everyone else is trading in the room as well. It's not just me there. There are guys who are way better than this, way better at this than I am, particularly making videos. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.